Hello, hi everyone. As you all know that we have left on the part second up to the Newland octave group. Now the our classification further continues and the third topic is Mendeleev predictable. The Mendeleev was a scientist. He gave the further classification of the element on the basis of their atomic mass. He arranged the elements in a systematic way. It was the first attempt that was made by them. How they arrange? First of all, before starting the classification or no, learning the Mendeleev predict classification, we need to consider the some points. Suppose that Mendeleev has assumes that the fundamental properties of atom is the atomic mass. What this suppose that the atomic mass is the fundamental properties, means that the property of the atom that does not depend on the any other things, that is known as by the fundamental properties. But it was not right in now or criteria how that will be further clarify in our next topic, modern predictable. On that time when Mendeleev classified the element, on that time there was 63 elements and they classify all the elements in the systematic way in their predictable. It was the great job that was done by them. How they classify? They has made the two things. One is what? One is horizontal rows, that is known as by the periods. There were the 7 periods in the Mendeleev predictable, and they made the vertical column that is known as by the groups. So that was the two things, two extra new invention that was made by the Mendeleev. So they classify, so they made the periods. There were 7 period in Mendeleev predictable, and there were 7 groups, a vertical column in the Mendeleev predictable. Those atoms which are considered or which are present in one groups, it indicates this that all these atoms has the same physical and chemical properties. So it was the main motto that those atoms which are considered in one groups, it represent the same chemical and physical properties. Now groups, there were the 8 groups, and there were the 7 periods in the Mendeleev predictable, and there were the further extensions in these periods and the groups. What were that? Now we just understand them, that they have classified the groups up to the 7 group. They have classified each groups into the 2 categories, and what one category is known as by the A category, and another is B category. So the A category elements are atom indicates the normal element, and the B category elements indicate the transition elements. What were the normal elements? Those elements which represents which when they will form their chemical bonding, they use their outermost or valence shell electrons. They use their valence shell electrons along with their innermost shell electrons, are known as by the transition elements. Suppose that, as you know, that there is a sharing between two atoms in order to form their bonds. If they use their valence electrons, then these elements are known as by the normal elements. They should be considered into they should be put into the A group, A part of the group. In the B part of group, consider the transition elements, those elements which use their valence electrons along with their innermost shell electrons in order to form their bonds. Now, in the 8th group contains the transition series overall, and there were the 9 metals in the 8th group. It is also known as by the transitional series. And as we have go ahead on how they classify the element, how they put the elements into the different groups, they reacted the elements with the hydrogen and oxygen. When the atom react with the hydrogen, it will form the hydrides, and if they react with the oxygen, it form the oxides. What is the formula of the different atoms of the hydride and oxides? It will be decided as the basic properties to classify the different elements of the atom, different atoms of the element into the different groups. I want to explain that idea into within one example. As you suppose that if there were 2 atoms to us, one is the hydrogen, sorry, one is the oxygen and another is the sulfur, and we have to put them into a same group or different group. What should we do? What the Mendeleev do? What we want to follow that procedure. Mendeleev react both oxygen and sulfur with the hydrogen. As oxygen react with the hydrogen, it will form the H2O, and as it react with the sulfur react with the hydrogen, it form the H2S. As you all know that as it is clarified in both the formula that H2O contains the two atoms of the hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. Same way sulfur hydrogen sulfides contain the two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of sulfide. There is a resemblance, there is a similarities of the two hydrogen atoms, hence both the atoms should be considered into the one group. So it was the basic properties or the basic deals to put the atoms into the one groups. How to put the atoms into the one groups? We should need to react the unknown atoms with the hydrogen and oxygen. If their formula resembles or there is similarities in their basic formulas of the hydride and oxide, then we should put them into the one groups. What was the achievement? Next topic is achievement of the Mendeleev periodic table. So what was the achievement of the Mendeleev periodic table? That on that time they firstly classify the elements into the systematic way in periods and group. Before them, no other scientist made that attempt to classify the elements into the periods and group. It was by them that they had classified the element into the periods and groups. And another achievement was that is sometimes they has arranged all the atoms on the basis of their increasing atomic mass, but sometimes they have inverted that order in order to put the known element of similar properties into the one group. As you know that if we follow the increasing atomic order, there are the two atoms. It was given here example, one is cobalt and another is nickel. The atomic mass of cobalt is 58.9 and nickel is 58.71. So on the basis of atomic mass, nickel should be considered the first and cobalt should be considered as a second in the atomic periodic table arrangement. But it was not in the Mendeleev periodic table. There is not nickel, cobalt. There is a not arrangement like that, but there is an arrangement like first is a cobalt and then is a nickel. Because to arrange the atoms of a similar chemical and physical property in a one group, the arrangement of increasing order of atomic mass is inverted or it is changed. Now further, if we have moved ahead on, there is a further some gaps were left in the Mendeleev periodic table for the unknown element that was not known at that time. How? As you know that if there is a continuous arrangement 1, 2, 3, 4 and I have left the one space and then I have write a 6. If I ask from you what the number should come at there, you definitely answer that there should be a 5 at the empty space. Same way, when the Mendeleev arranged the different atoms of element in his periodic table, then he has left some gap for the unknown elements that was not known on that time. That is, he has left the gap just below the aluminum. As I have said earlier, that the atoms that is considered into the one group should share their physical and chemical properties and should have the same physical and chemical properties. So Mendeleev used his creative mind and has gave the hypothesis that there was a atom just below the aluminium that resembles its properties should be to the aluminium, and he used the prefix of the Sanskrit word that is ikka. Ikka represents the one, or means a similar to the that one. That one means the atom that is present into the same group. As it was just below the aluminium, hence we have said the unknown element is ikka aluminium. Means the unknown element that should be known into the future has a property resemblance with the aluminium, or which has a property similar to the aluminium. And he has given some hypothesis that the properties of aluminium, the properties of Ica aluminium means unknown element. Its atomic mass should be 68. Its oxide formula should be E2O3, and its formula of chloride should be ECl3. And when there was a good resources that we have right now, and we have find that there is a unknown element on that place, that is gallium, and its atomic mass is 69.7. It is just approx to the 68, and its formula E2O3, and gallium also form the Ga2O3. The formula of chloride is ECl3, and gallium form the GaCl3. It shows the similarities between the hypothesis, means the Ica aluminium, the properties that was given by the Mendeleev, and the properties that we know right now about the gallium. So simply mean to say that they has described those atoms of element that were not known at that time, and they describe the physical chemical properties, they describe their position in the periodic table. And such a way Ica aluminium is used for the gallium, means Ica aluminium was the unknown element that is gallium right now, and its property resembles with the aluminium. Same way Ica silicon represent right now germanium, Ica boron represent the scandium. These three elements were the unknown element at that time, and their physical chemical properties and their position were well defined by the Mendeleev. And right now there are gallium, and earlier it was said that it is Ica aluminium. Germanium, earlier it was said that Ica silicon. Scandium, earlier it was said that Ica boron. So it was the properties, or it was the achievement of the Mendeleev periodic table, and the further topics we should continue in the next video. For now, goodbye. Tata for now.